everybody, and welcome to my Fourboysandanlgirl podcast. Sorry, I've got hair, I've got the windows open and my hair is blowing in my face. My name is Patty. I am coming to you from Newfoundland and Labrador, the most easterly province in Canada and almost at the most easterly point of Newfoundland and Labrador. If you can hear whining in the background, that's because it is a beautiful 18-degree day here, and one of my cats, Bella, wants to get outside, so she's going to be whining now for a little while. Yes, Bella, so we'll try and ignore her. Thank you so much for joining me on this channel. If you're new, then welcome. If you're a returning visitor, then thank you so much for coming back and spending some time with me. I don't know how long today is going to be. I have a lot to talk about, so why don't you grab a cup of tea and your favorite project, and we'll get started. And I should probably tell you, this is a podcast about knitting and crocheting and sewing and quilting and rug cooking and basically all the things that I get up to, which is quite a few. But today it's going to be mainly about knitting. And specifically it's going to be about Knitlantica, the knitting retreat that I hosted this past weekend on Bell Island, which is a small island in Conception Bay, South Newfoundland. Under a year ago, I planned a knitting retreat out on Bell Island. Myself and a friend of mine went over to have a look at the accommodations there at the Grand Wabana Inn. The innkeeper's name is Alfred Hine, and he has been a wonderful resource to work with to get ready for the retreat. So 15 of us were at the retreat, including myself. There should have been 16, but unfortunately one person who was coming from quite far away had ran into some misfortune just before their flight left. So I won't get into that because that's their story to tell, but unfortunately one person wasn't able to make it at the last minute. However, 15 of us did make it to the Grand Wabana Inn, and I think it's safe to say that everyone had a blast. At least that's what everybody's told me. It was a fantastic weekend. I was lucky enough to host Catherine, who is the coordinator for the Atlantic Knitscape knitting retreats in Ireland, and our friend Siobhan here at my house for the better part of the time around the retreat. So I'll be talking a bit about that. And also another lady, Leslie, came over from Ireland, who is now a friend of all of ours as well. And so those were our the two people that traveled the most distance. There was a lady from Nova Scotia and people from all over the island of Newfoundland. It was a fantastic turnout. The group melded together very quickly and very well. I think it's safe to say that everybody made 14 new best friends at the knitting retreat. It was absolutely fantastic. So I just want to, if you don't want to hear about Knitlantica, because I'm going to go over a few things about the retreat right now, then just fast forward and I'll get into my what I'm working on and such, but I'm going to talk about Knitlantica first. I think what I'll do is start at the beginning. So I picked up Catherine and Siobhan on Tuesday morning at 10 o'clock when their flight got in from Dublin, and we spent the better part of the day just relaxing so they could recuperate from the travel and having something to eat and doing some knitting. They were really sweet and brought me some gorgeous presents from Ireland that I want to show off. So first of all, Catherine brought me this gorgeous skein of, it is by You Mama. And this is one of the colorways and yarns that she would have had at Atlantic Knitscape last time. So it's in their titanium sock, which is a 75% superwash merino, 25% nylon. And this colorway is called Dude in a Lab Coat. And it's a very different colorway. I just love it. I love the grays. And I love the pops of yellow so much, I'm actually going to pair some of my stash yarn with this yarn, and I'm going to knit, not right away, but my next sock project will be this in Kay Jones's new pattern. I joined her sock club pattern that's based on the Beatrix Potter series, and these are called, the pattern I'm planning on making is called the Jemima sock, and that's what these are destined to become, is a Jemima sock with the yellow being the contrasting toes and heels. So those are just gorgeous. So thank you so much, Catherine. Catherine also brought me one other very special item that I have not stopped using since it arrived. And this is a project bag. Let me show it off. I've been using it. I was a very naughty podcaster and didn't wait for the podcast to show it off. So this is a project bag by My Cottage Number 9. Hi, Terry. It is stunning. The fabric is a little bit thicker. It's more of a, it's more of an upholstery maybe fabric. I'm not sure what the fabric is made of, but it's really nice and sturdy. This is a drawstring bag, so it's pulls into a drawstring. And then these little, this is just genius. These little things are handles, and this comes up so it's almost like a purse. It is absolutely fantastic. And then when it's open again, you can roll it down, and it's sturdy enough to act as a bucket. So you can be pulling your project from there. It's just wonderful. There's also a gorgeous pocket. Hopefully you can see the pocket inside there. And this bag is proudly holding the buttons that I had made up for the retreat, and hopefully you can see that, the Atlantica Newfoundland 2018 buttons that all the participants at Atlantica got for me as a little thank you for attending. Siobhan was an absolute sweetie, and she brought me some yarn as well. It's Ellie and Ada. This is colorway is called Purple Panda, hand dyed in County Meath, Ireland. That's the, and it's a beautiful tonal purple. It's just gorgeous. I absolutely love it. These I think are destined to be socks as well. I often use my sock yarn for shawls, not socks, but I love the tone of this, and I think I can make some, make maybe a Hermione sock pattern out of this or something like that, because I tend to, a lot of the sock yarn I've collected have been speckled or in colors that aren't necessarily suitable for a textured pattern of sock, and this would be gorgeous. Thank you, Siobhan. Siobhan also outdid herself and brought me another beautiful gift. So this is from Galway Living. And she brought me this beautiful crystal vase, not vase, sorry, candle holder. So see, it has a tea light in the top. Isn't that gorgeous? So this will have pride of place. Where I put it, well, for now it'll go somewhere where it's safe from the boys, but definitely something that's going to be shown off in our home. I just love it. Thank you so much, Siobhan. That was really sweet of you. You didn't have to bring me any presents, but you're not getting them back. I love them. So during Catherine and Siobhan's visit, I did do some knitting, and I was working when they arrived on my tread hat, and I'm going to show you that. So the tread hat is by Shannon Cook from the Within book. Here's the hat on the back, the tread hat. I'm just going to confirm it's Shannon Cook and not Jean Richmond. I'm pretty sure it's to Shannon Cook who did it. Yeah, Shannon Cook. I love the pattern, but I think, as you may remember, I had started this hat and it was too small. So I'm now knitting the adult medium, and one of the reasons it's too small is likely because I'm using the same needle size, but I'm doubling DK weight yarn, which makes it a heavy worsted instead of a worsted that the pattern calls for. So I've restarted and did a little bit of knitting on this week, although I didn't do a whole lot of knitting on this at Atlantica, and I'll talk about why in a minute. So I've managed to get that far. I'm hoping this will be a finished object next week when I podcast. So it's a really pretty pattern. Hopefully you can see that pattern coming out. This is Julie Azelin's Les Eaux DK in Thé d'après-midi is the name, so afternoon tea is the name of the colorway, and it's just a beautiful, it's knitting up beautifully. I'm really happy with it, and it's to go with the Gardas Ahoy shawl by Sandra over at the Cherry Heart podcast. She designs patterns, and I had knit her Gardas Ahoy shawl in the same colorway and the same yarn, and I'm hoping to also knit fingerless mitts to make kind of a set for the winter. So those are those. I'm in love with this bag. I absolutely adore it. Okay, next. So when Siobhan and Catherine were here, we're talking about, I have a lot of unfinished projects, and so they got me to, and I was working on a particular project, a sweater, when I was at Knitscape last year, Atlantic Knitscape in Ireland with Catherine and Siobhan and a bunch of other lovely, lovely ladies. Hi ladies, in case you're watching. So I was working on a sweater, and I admitted to Siobhan that I still didn't have it done. So she got me to haul it out so we could have a look at what was happening. And what had happened, it went into a timeout because I had cast on my stitches backwards. And so instead of knitting in the round, I had to purl in the round to get stockinette. So she showed me how to fix that. And we decided that before they left, I should have a finished sweater. So at Atlantica, and most of the time that they were here, I knit on the sweater. The other project that I have been working on, so I've gotten the project instead of talking about in Atlantica, I will get back to the retreat, I promise, was the London Bee Ridge Socks by Mina Phillips. And I left a progress marker in where I finished during my last podcast, so it's right here. So I finished my sock. I don't have it on my sock blockers today. I had dropped a stitch when I made the heel, so I do have one stitch running there that I have to pick up and fix. But I'm really happy with how, let's see, can I reach a sock blocker and put these on, pretend I'm a professional podcaster, which I'm totally not. Anyway, this is how they look. I did a short leg. I have big calves. Let's just say it. my legs are big, and I find it uncomfortable sometimes with the cast off to have a taller leg because it cuts off the circulation in my leg, and I end up pushing the socks down anyway. So I decided that with these socks, I'd actually knit them to the height that I'd like instead of what the pattern just said knit until your leg is the length that you want. So that's what I did, and here are the socks, and I'm thrilled with them. I have still to cast on the next sock, but I'm not casting on any more socks until I get this pair finished. I need to cast on a toe soon because I'm missing not knitting socks. And this is housed in my wonderful Hawthorne Cottage Crafts, hi Kate, bag that I purchased in the Ireland Atlantic Knitscape last year. Another bag that I absolutely adore. Love the handle on this. So it was a bit of an Irish theme this week. I thought that it was only, sorry, something dropped. I thought that was appropriate considering my visitors and such. So Atlantica, I think, went off very, very well. I was really pleased with the retreat. The food was phenomenal. Alfred did a fantastic job. I don't know how he does it because he's really a man or a team of one for most of the time. He did an amazing job. I think everybody had a great time. The weather was perfect, and that doesn't mean that the weather was nice every day. We got there on Friday. The weather was stunning that day. It was a beautiful, sunny, bright day. Everybody arrived, was in good spirits. We sat out on the front deck in the sunshine and knit for ages before supper was ready. It was really, before it got too cold for us to knit. Then we went in, there's a common room at the inn, so we went in there and took that over for our knitting, as our main knitting area. Saturday was a miserable day. Myself, Catherine, and Sharon went for a brief walk that morning before it really began to pour, but really it was a miserable, windy, rainy day, which was perfect for sitting around and getting to know each other and getting lots of knitting done and great eating and snacking, and it was just a wonderful day. So then we spent Saturday evening. We had our bigger dinner, or supper. We always sat together in one long table, and I'll insert some pictures as to what that looked like. After Saturday's supper, we had our raffle, and everybody was asked to bring something for the raffle prize, so everybody won a prize at the raffle event. Nobody was left out, and that was fantastic. And then Sunday dawned, and I think people were still excited, getting a bit tired, and sad that Atlantica was almost over. I know I was sad that Atlantica was almost over. Again, Sunday was a gorgeous, gorgeous day. I'll insert some footage here from a walk that myself and Catherine and Elaine, the woolly hooker, took on Sunday morning when we went out for a walk. And I forgot to mention on Saturday, Katie from Cast On Cast Off, hi Katie, came over for the pop-up yarn shop. So she brought some yarn from her shop and some yarn specifically dyed for the retreat from Hypothesis Yarns. That was called in the colorway Lance Cove, and I wanted to show that to you because it's absolutely stunning. So this, I've got so here's it naked, and here it is in its, with the label. This is the colorway Lance Cove, which is the name of a cove on Bell Island itself. This is fingering weight, superwash merino, 80% to 20% nylon. And I may have bought a sweater's quantity of this. I'm planning on knitting the Zweig sweater based on Siobhan's recommendation, and I'll insert a picture of that sweater now. So the only thing I'm missing right now are needles, so I'm waiting for Miss Katie down at Cast On Cast Off to get the needles in that I like. Then I can cast this on, and I'm pairing this with a yarn from Prairie Dye Studio. This is in her Cashmere Sparkle Sock. It's called Silver Bell, and it's a MCN, 80% merino, 10% cashmere, 10% stellina. So this is what the lace section at the top of the Zweig is going to be knit in. I think that's going to be gorgeous. At least I hope it's going to be gorgeous. That's the plan. All this is housed. So I also asked Melaine, who's the woolly hooker, and I'll put Melaine's information on the screen. Hi, Melaine. So she is an artisan here in Newfoundland who would come to the retreat as well. And I asked her if she would have some project bags and stitch markers and such at the retreat as well. One of the things that I purchased from her was this gorgeous Christmas project bag. This is her extra large size. It's 10.5 by 13 by 4.5. I love the buffalo check down at the bottom. I've got yarn stuck on the bottom of this. And inside, hopefully in here, I also purchased 2 DPN cozies that went with so I had 2 sizes, one in the deer print and one buffalo check DPN holder. So I really need more of these, so that was awesome. So thank you, Melaine. I also got some stitch markers from Melaine, and once I clean up here, I will grab those stitch markers and show them to you. There was a lot of shopping done by Patty at the Atlantica retreat. It was an absolutely gorgeous time, and there was a lot of things to choose from. So the other things that I got from Melaine are these stitch markers that are, you can see that, Under the Sea stitch markers and progress keepers. So there's a sea theme. There are starfish, shells, a little mermaid, another starfish, and a sand dollar. So those are really, really cute. The other things that I got from Melaine, and these are going to be part of my prizes for something special that I haven't announced yet. But these are the 2 bags are going to be, so there's one. It's a small sock sack, I think, and here's the other one, which is Wizard of Oz inspired, and I love that it's Julie Garland on it. So this one is going to be paired with this, which is a gorgeous skein of yarn from Firefly Fibers, or Firefly Fiber Arts. I'll put that on the screen. This is Magical Fingering. It's merino nylon, 426, and I thought it went really well. The colors went really well with this bag. So that's one prize. Bet you didn't know there was going to be a prize draw today. And then with this one, I have this skein of opal yarn called Colors in Love. And this is a 4-ply sock yarn, so that's going to go with this one. So the reason I'm giving out 2 prizes today, I just passed my 2-year podiversary in September, on September 16th, and I wanted to celebrate that, and thank you so much for supporting my channel, for everybody who's watching, everybody who comments, everybody who's liked the videos, everybody who has been involved with my podcast since the very beginning. I really appreciate it. I really appreciate any new viewers that have come on recently. It has been a absolutely enjoyable, fantastic ride. I can't believe that 2 years ago I started this podcast, and since then have gone to Ireland to meet knitters. I've gone to Toronto to meet knitters. I've met up with knitters in Colorado. I have planned and put off a knitting retreat, all as a result of this podcast. It is absolutely fantastic, and I'm so thrilled about what the future holds. So these 2 prizes are going to be drawn, one on my Instagram account, and one for commenting on Instagram, and one for commenting on this video. Make sure you don't write giveaway in your comment. Make sure above the age of 18, or have your parents' permission to join and to make a comment, and I look forward to giving those prizes out next week. Next, for my shopping adventure, so Katie, as I mentioned, was there from Cast On Cast Off. I picked up, along with the yarn that I picked up, I also bought a wrist ruler, which is actually I'm wearing right now. Hopefully you can see that. And I have been using it as a measuring tape. It has been very, very useful. So there's that. And the other thing that I purchased from Katie is this little pin. Hopefully this will focus, because I was definitely on Sleeve Island when I was knitting on Bell Island this past weekend. Fantastic. Sleeve Island, they're so cute. At the retreat, I mentioned one of the other attendees from Ireland's name was Leslie. Hi, Leslie. Leslie's just a simply gorgeous lady, as was everybody who attended. She gave me this beautiful yarn from Ireland. It's Townhouse Yarns. Hopefully you can see that colorway. It is just stunning. This is their Clarendon sock. It's a MCN merino cashmere nylon base. Hand dyed in Ireland from Jenny, and this is available from thisisknit.ie, so I will put that information on the screen. Hopefully this is focusing, so you can see that gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous colorway. Thank you so much, Leslie. I absolutely love this. This will probably be a shawl, in a shawl. I'm not sure which shawl yet, but I love it. Thank you so much. Another thing that we did during Catherine and Siobhan's visit here, we went down to a wool shop here that's changed ownership called Wool Trends. And while we were there, I picked up some yarn. This is a new dyer to me, new Canadian yarn dyer, called Wool and Wanderlust. I'll put the information, her name on the screen. Her name is Lisa, and she's out of Dartmouth, Nova Scotia. And I got this worsted weight. I got 2 of these worsted weight skeins of 100% superwash wool in the colorway Vintage Roses. Isn't that gorgeous? And I have plans for this already. I'm planning on knitting Dawn Maurer's Agent 99 cowl. The Fiber Friends, Carolyn, Adrian, and Louise, hi ladies, are currently hosting a knit along with the Agent 99 cowl pattern, and that's what I'm planning for one of these to be. And then I'm going, oh, look at that. Imagine that, embroidery floss on my yarn. And then I'm going to do a tread hat, and this is a set that I'm going to be giving somebody special in the near future, so I need to get that finished. I was down at Cast On Cast Off yesterday to pick up, hoping to pick up needles, but I didn't get any. However, I did manage to find a few things there that I liked, one of which was this. It's a gauge ruler that I'm thrilled to have. Sorry, there's a little bit of price tag on there. So this is, how am I going to show this? I'll show it against this. So it's a knitter's rule gauge. So it's a ruler, but it's also a gauge, a gauge measurer when you do swatches. So I'm thrilled to have that because I'm not very good at measuring swatches, and I think this is going to work out really well. I love how it says knitter's rule too. Can you focus? Is it focusing on that? The last place I took Catherine and Siobhan on Wednesday, actually before their flight in the evening, Wednesday evening, was out to Brigus. And I'm going to show some footage at the end of this video about our lovely trip to Brigus. Brigus is such a beautiful little community. We stopped into a cafe there and had a beautiful, beautiful lunch of fish cakes and toutons and baked beans. It was a great, great day. While we were there, we stopped into Brindy Linens and spoke to Renee. Hi, Renee. Renee is the owner of Brindy Linens and does some gorgeous, gorgeous screen printed linens and fabrics there. And of course, I bought a few things. So the things that I got while I was there are 2 of these lavender sachets, which are so cute. I also got another work in progress little book, And that's one of Renee's block printed patterns. So it's just a little book for me to, handmade book, so that I can keep track of my WIPs. I also bought this handmade soap in French lavender. That is from Prince Edward Island. And the other thing that I bought is, this is an Inkwell original, printed with love in Halifax, Nova Scotia. And I thought that these boys were really, really cute and would be great in my boys' bathroom, because I'm going to be redecorating it, and I thought that was appropriate. So that was really cute as well. You should see the mess that I have at my feet right now. It's incredible. I think there's only one other thing I want to show you. So while they were here, I was showing Catherine and Siobhan one of my little box of crochet boxes, and not the most recent one I received, but the one before that was inspired by or designed by Lucy of Attic 24, who's a crochet artist in the Yorkshire Dales. And she had, I gotta stop saying I'm sorry. She had designed for a little box of crochet a cover that went over this beautiful little book of WIPs, and I think I may have shown this already, but I've started filling this out, and so I'm hoping that this is a similar size to the other little book that I purchased, and that when I get this filled out, I'll be able to move on to the other one, because I have a lot of works in progress, and I think this book is going to be filled up fairly quickly, so I've been using that religiously. I have, and then when Catherine and Siobhan were here, one of the things that I had ordered came in the mail, and this is from Sweet Sparrow Yarns. I have enjoyed and followed Sweet Sparrow Yarns now for quite a long time, and have wanted some of her yarn for quite a long time. So so there's her business card, and this is Robin's Egg, and I have Unsparkle. I have wanted this yarn forever. And then I picked up Espresso to go with it, and I'm hoping this is going to become Pure Joy. That's my plan at this stage anyway. Isn't that beautiful? Stunning. So thank you so much for sending this to me. I really appreciate it. I also got a little complimentary bag of tea from it with a little thank you for your order, which is really, really sweet. So thank you so much. And that's Julie. Hi, Julie. If you're watching me today, I love your yarn. I'm so glad to actually have some that I can feel and squish. Julie is a very talented dyer, and I'll put her information on the bottom of the screen as well, so you can check her out. She's living in the United States. I just wanted to let you know now that there will be an Knitlantica 2019. I am hoping to fill 1 or even 2 weekends in September of 2019. We'll see how that goes. I haven't determined the location yet. Not that there was anything wrong with Grand Wabani, and there isn't. I'm hoping to do another one there, and then see. So I'm trying to decide if I'm going to have an Knitlantica out on Bell Island again, and then one in town, both on Bell Island, or how I'm going to do that. But I want to take a couple months off in planning before I start on those. Thank you so much for all the Knitlantica participants. You made Knitlantica 2018, the very first one that I've done, an absolute fantastic adventure. I absolutely loved it. You were fantastic group. What a wonderful, caring, creative bunch of women. It was absolutely wonderful. I hope to be taping a podcast again early next week, and I hope to see you again then. Between now and when I tape again, please have some time, find some time in your day if you can, to be creative and to make something that makes your heart happy. Take care. Bye-bye.